We know how to expand a simple sentence by asking additional questions. Whenever we ask the question, what did they do it to, we add something very specific to our sentence. What is it called? If you need help, look at page 73 in your student books for a clue. Think about Africa Digs and answer the question, who or what did it? Question. People like scientists, tribe members, workers, and people. Now I want you to generate answers to the what did they do question. Maybe things like dig or work or guide or help. Let's prepare our canvas using some of these responses. What subject and predicate responses make sense together? Now we have to answer the what did they do it to question. We need some direct objects. Things like bones, dinosaurs, and scientists. You're going to use your dry erase boards and the dry erase markers I give you to write some sentences with the subject, the predicate, and the direct object. You're going to form 2 sentences. To help us see how words are functioning in a sentence, we can diagram them. A diagram is a graphic organizer for a sentence that helps us see the relationship between the words and better understand the sentence. Let's start by diagramming some sentences about these words. Now, turn to page 74 in your student books. Write each sentence in the diagram below it. Use the questions to help you fill in the diagram correctly. I'm going to complete the first sentence as a model. Jackets protected the fossils. What did it? The jackets did it. What did they do? They protected. And what did they do it to? Fossils. Now notice we have this down here. That's where we're going to put a word that describes fossils. What word is left in that sentence? The. So I want you to go ahead and fill in number 1 on page 74. Now let's look at number 2. The ship crossed the Atlantic. What did it? Ship. And we're going to put the on the line underneath ship because it describes ship. What did it do? It crossed. So we're going to put that under the what did it do? And what did it do it to? What did it cross? The Atlantic. Now we're going to put Atlantic on this line, and then we're going to put the down here. So let's look at sentences 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to read through the sentences and then give you time to diagram them, and then we will look at the answers. Number 3, the scientists built a dinosaur. Number 4, the team took the bones. Number 5, Dr. Sereno led the dig. I'm going to give you about 5 minutes to complete those 3 items. Now let's look at the answers. Check and make sure that your answers match the answers on the board. You have read for many purposes. First, you read to confirm answers to our big ideas. Next, you read closely and highlighted specific information in the text to improve your vocabulary and increase comprehension. Then, you read with a focus on asking and answering questions about the text. Now, you are ready to do some advanced thinking while reading informational text. We will identify and record a sequence of events in our own logbook. What is a log again? It's a record of events. That's right. We are going to record the events of the dig in the order in which they happened. Well-written text has organization. Sometimes informational text is organized using a sequence of order or order of events. Good readers pay attention to the order in which things happened. This is easiest to do when text is written step by step, just as in Africa Digs. Good readers also take notes about the important details to help them understand and remember. Notes are written in phrases or bulleted lists of information. Complete sentences and punctuation are not required during note-taking. Turn to pages 75 and 76 in your student books. The notes you take will be your logbook. You will own it. How do we show that we own the logbook in writing? How do we show ownership or possession? With an apostrophe S. On the line, write your name the correct way to show that you own or possess the logbook. Right in front of the word logbook, there's a line at the top of page 75. Let's do what good readers do and reread Africa Digs with an eye on sequencing the steps of the African dig into phases. Each phase is a stage in a process. While the text is read, listen for important facts during the first phase of the African dig. Let's read through steps 1 through 4. Step 1, we've got some. The Tuareg led the team to a special place. Bones stick out of desert rock. The Tuareg tell the scientists their legend. These bones belong to the giant beast, Jobar. Step 2, digging in. The dig begins. They use hammers, chisels, and drills. They work for 10 weeks. A huge skeleton emerges. It has been buried for 135 million years. 15 tons of rock cover it. The team carefully takes the bones from the rock. Step 3, wrap it up. They have to make jackets to protect the fossils. They cover the bones with paper or foil. They sew burlap strips and dip them in plaster. They wrap each bone with the burlap strips. First, they cover one side. The strip dries into a hard jacket. Then they cover the other side. They number the jackets. They log each number in the dig's log. Step 4, move it out. The team must take the bones to their lab in Chicago. 20 tons of bones have to be moved. Some weigh more than 500 pounds. There is no easy way to move them. They use a tripod, pulleys, rope, and a chain. They load the bones onto trucks. They drive 1,000 miles to a port in Ghana. Then they put the bones on a ship, which takes them across the Atlantic. Then the bones are shipped to Chicago. Since our logbook has to do with the steps of the dig, we will start our note-taking with step 1. What is the most important event or fact in step 1? They found the dig site in Niger, Africa. I will take notes starting each phrase with an action verb to show how the action took place over time in different places. While I take notes on the board, you will take the same notes in your logbook. So for step 1, found dig site in Niger, Africa. Let's write an important event from step 2. Dug up a dinosaur skeleton. How about step 3? Numbered and wrapped the fossils to protect them. Let's continue with step 4. Shipped the bones to Chicago. We just took notes about how the dinosaur bones were collected. Repeat this process with a partner, taking notes on the second phase of the dig as I read the text. Step 5. Unwrap it. The team carefully opens each piece and cleans each bone. They match the numbers on the jackets to the numbers in the dig's log. The bones are put in the right order. Now it's time to rebuild the skeleton. Step 6. Clean them up. This step takes 2 years and hundreds of hours. They use dental tools, tiny jackhammers, and chemicals. The work is careful and precise. They have to clean more than 200 bones. These bones come from the adult Jabaria, but they have some other bones as well. These are from young Jabaria. They clean these bones too. Step 7. And the missing pieces? They have good luck. They have almost all of the adult's bones. What about the ones that are missing? They fill in the missing bones by making them out of foam and clay. So now do the same thing for steps 5, 6, and 7. Now you will work independently to take notes on the final phase, displaying the dinosaur bones. Step 8. Make a plan. All of the bones are clean. The missing bones are made. At last, they can make a model. From it, they create a blueprint. This is the plan to rebuild the skeleton. First, they lay out the tail bones. They place them in order. Next, they study how to put the bones back together. Now they can see the huge size of the dinosaur. Step 9. Copy the fossils. Jabaria's bones are too heavy and fragile to put together. Dr. Sereno's team wants to display the dinosaur. What can they do? They copy the skeleton. They make molds. They create copies of the bones. Step 10. Stack it up. They attach the cast of the bones to a steel frame. The hard steel frame is covered by the bones. Finally, share the discovery. They paint the cast to look like real fossils. They are white with tints of green and red. These colors come from copper and iron in the soil. At last, they pose the dinosaur. It looks so real. You can almost hear that dinosaur roar. Go ahead and complete the remaining parts of the logbook. Don't forget to label phases 1, 2, and 3.